Transport Minister Blade Nzimande has launched the Road Safety Awareness and Education campaign at Park Station in Johannesburg. Nzimande was accompanied by Gauteng Transport MEC Ismael Vadi, SANTACO President Phillip Taaibosch, leadership of the Road Transport Management Corporation and law enforcement agencies.
The campaign will seek to help to reduce the number of road fatalities this festive season. Let's take a look at some of the road fatalities for 2016-2017.
Yep, to keep safe on the road during this festive season, of course, let's take a look at some of those safety tips as we make note of as well. Of course, they're planning the journey, rules of the road, obeying the rules of the road and carrying out your driver's license, of course, as you continue to plan out your route. That is going to be quite significant. Plan your route and your holiday as well. Measuring your stops is going to be quite critical and ensuring that you have enough time to reach your destination.
And of course, planning, you have brought up already your holiday destination, making sure you give yourself enough time. I know a lot of people drive from Johannesburg to Cape Town during this time. Something that's quite nice to do is do those stops on the side of the road, stop at those garages, get some food, make it a whole long thing, stop during your trip, sleep over, and you take in the beauty of the city instead of rushing towards your destination.
Yeah, make sure you do not get stranded without fuel. The moment you see that fuel tank going just a little bit lower, please do not say you know your car, because that tends to happen quite a bit.
I've experienced that, hey?
Fill up.
Then you get stuck on the side of the highway and it's a problem.
Exactly.
Now you're causing problems for other people.
We do not want that happening, right?
Yeah.
As well, plan the rest stops as you said then, Zinger.
Okay, make sure your vehicle is in a roadworthy condition before departure. We know that you can go to a lot of those shops that check your tire treads. Make sure that your tire isn't wearing thin. You can see, I think, if it's smooth, you know that you need to change it. Your oil, they can do that for you at garages even, right?
They certainly can. So look, you can do a full service just before you travel, because that is absolutely necessary. You must make sure that your vehicle, as you said there, roadworthiness does not just mean that it's just your tires and your brake lights that need to be working. It's a full spectrum of things, including your gear levers as well. All lights, as I said, also need to be fully functional. Okay,
so I saw you drinking an energy drink this morning, which brings us to our next point. Have a good rest before you embark on your journey. That's so important, especially over long distances when there's a lot of traffic on the road, a lot of capacity for accidents, because everyone's just trying to get to where they're going. There's long distance drivers, there's truck drivers on the road. So lots of sleep, lots of rest.
And lots of patience, right? Because there will be traffic. You know, it is the festive season. It is a time where a whole lot of that happens, and queues may be there across the toll gates as well. So that's going to be very significant and important. Remain alert at all times and avoid driver distractions such as cellular conversations. That's very important.
Okay, so we always speak about texting and driving. People always speak about drinking and driving, but not so much focusing on the texting and driving. And we've seen horrific accidents and advertisements warning about that. And whenever you're driving on the roads, it seems like a lot of people are on their phones anyway, and that, I'm sure, contributes to a lot of those crashes that we're seeing. So we're asking for your input on that. You can use the hashtag #FullView to share your road safety tips with us.
Indeed, you can tweet us, catch us on Facebook, anywhere at all. Let's get into our story, however, and let's chat about this just a little bit more. And we're joined on the line by Johannesburg MMC for Public Safety. That's Michael's son. Michael, thank you so much for joining us this evening on Full View. Let's talk about perhaps your plans when it comes to ensuring road safety across your regions in Johannesburg as well, to ensure that most tourists are safe as they leave Joburg and perhaps even when they get back.
Well, of course, thank you very much, Adile, for having me and giving us this opportunity to share with your viewers about the importance of road safety. I've been listening to you, and it's quite important that it is, in fact, critical that today marks the day that a lot of Joburgers will be leaving the city to make their way to the various holiday destinations. And I think some of the issues that you've highlighted that makes absolute sense. Starting with your vehicles, please do check the tires, tire pressures for the treads. And I think that the general condition of the vehicles, brake pads, the lighting, of course, it's the raining season. We are hoping to get some rain, so the wiper blades are also very important. But I think just coming to some of our operations, obviously, the Johannesburg Metro Police Department will be out in full force to make sure that our drivers are not only adhering to the rules of the road, but more importantly, we are there to assist our motorists and the holiday makers to ensure that they get to the holiday destinations very safely. One one of the very important campaigns we have, of course, is the No Drink and Driving campaign. Yeah. Drunken driving has always been the number one killer on our roads, so we really want to urge our motorists to please, be responsible. And, this responsibility doesn't end once you're at the holiday destination. It's whilst you're there, and of course, whilst you're when the holiday is nearer and on your way back, please come back safely.
Yeah, I suppose as well that is going to be quite critical, the importance of making sure you arrive at your destination and you maintain just how safe you are indeed. Michael Son, we do appreciate your time there, and hopefully the stricter rules from the police as well is going to be quite significant. How do you make sure then that the police enforce the laws just a whole lot more? Because obviously the problem has also been that police officers themselves may be tempted in other ways as well, and just form a part of a sturdy and sufficient backlog when it comes to making sure that people are taken in if they are indeed drunk and over the limit.
Starting from the attitude of this festive season safety campaign, that there's a zero tolerance on any misbehavior on the road, any criminal behavior, any criminal activities. But I think that also applies to ourselves as the law enforcement. We want to ensure that there's no corrupt element on the road to take advantage of motorists. Yeah. So please, ensure that when you go out there, you have your license with you, you have your proper, your taxi license are not expired. But if there is any untoward behavior by any of our JMPD officers or any law enforcement agencies, please do report it. Don't let it go. Don't think you'll be paying a bribe and get the way out back on the road. Please do not have that attitude. We encourage our motorists to report any suspicious or any untoward or even corrupt behavior to the JMPD anti-corruption hotline.
Yeah. Have you deployed more police officers and JMPD staff as well across many intersections, highway crossings, etc., whatever the case might be? Is it more than usual this time around, and are there any specific rules they've been told to follow?
Of course, we have a increased deployment, especially on the freeways, because that's where a lot of the motorists and vehicles will be. Of course, we want to also have this visibility on the freeway to ensure that drivers do behave. You'll probably notice I repeat that quite a lot, but I think more importantly is that the visibility within the city is also very important for JMPD. As many of our residents make their way out of the city, their homes will now be unoccupied. And we certainly want to ensure that after the traffic peak, ensure that we continue with this high visibility in and around our city to ensure that criminals don't think there's a easier chance to break into houses or any other establishment.
Michael Son, appreciate your time this evening. Indeed, do keep safe on the roads. That is the Johannesburg MMC for Public Safety, Michael Son. I am headed off now across to another part of Joburg as we perhaps take a look at what the roads are looking like. A whole lot of traffic is expected to flow through Joburg streets this evening, perhaps in or perhaps out as people make their way to their holiday destinations. We'll come through to you from the sides of the road where a roadblock is expected to happen. Hopefully we don't catch anybody out there in negative form as well. But it's goodbye from me for now. I will see you a little bit later on in the bulletin.